My name is Danielle O'Neill, and today I will be giving a demonstration speech on how to crochet. Crochet is a technique of yarn working believed to be developed in Europe in the 18th century. It was commonly referred to as shepherd's knitting and was considered an inferior version of knitting. This technique uses a single hook instead of two or more needles that is required for knitting. Over the years, crochet has developed into a fun hobby that produces beautiful and elaborate works of art, including practical clothing, detailed afghans, and even fun toys. The majority of these items can be created with 4 basic stitches, which I will be demonstrating today. The chain stitch, the single crochet, the half double crochet, and the double crochet. First off, you must have a crochet hook. They come in a variety of sizes, with the basic ones ranging from 3.25 to 10 millimeters. There are hooks that are smaller and larger than the basic ones, but they are typically reserved for specialty stitches. The most commonly used hooks are sizes 5.5, 6, and 6.5 millimeters. The size of the hook directly affects the size of the stitch. The larger the hook, the larger the stitch. The smaller the hook, the smaller the stitch. Today I will be using a 6.5 millimeter hook. Almost all crochet projects will begin with a chain. It is the baseline and foundation of the project. For afghans and other large projects, the length of the chain will determine the length or the width of the project. For hats or other round projects, the chain is usually 2 stitches, which will be increased upon. There will also always need to be an extra chain at the end of a row in order to keep the work from decreasing on itself. So, for a swatch that is 10 stitches in length, we'll need to chain 11. So, we will start with a loop, which we place on our hook, and we just grab our yarn and pull it through the loop 11 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 chains. The most basic and commonly used stitch is the single crochet. It is the smallest and tightest stitch and is created by pulling up 2 loops on the hook, like so. You will insert your hook into the first chain, grab your yarn and pull it through, which gives you 2 loops on your hook. You'll grab your yarn and pull it through both loops on the hook. You will do this across your work until you have 10 single crochets. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 single crochets. Always remember to chain 1 at the end so that you do not decrease on your work when you turn. Next, I will demonstrate the half double crochet stitch. It is the least commonly used among the 4 basic crochet stitches. However, it is my favorite stitch because it's a little larger and more loose than the single crochet, but it's not quite as large and doesn't leave as big of a gap as a double crochet. The half double crochet is created by yarning over and pulling up another loop. So you would yarn over first, insert your hook into your first stitch, and draw up a loop to have 3 loops on your hook. Then you'll grab your yarn again and pull it through all 3 loops on your hook. So yarn over, then insert your hook, draw up for your 3rd loop, draw through all 3, all the way across your work until you have 10 half doubles. Okay. 10 half double crochets. Remember to chain at the end before you turn. Okay. Lastly, I will show you the double crochet stitch. This stitch is the longest and loosest of the 4 basic stitches, and it is often used for larger projects such as an afghan. For this stitch, you will yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, and draw up your loop just like your half double crochet. Only this time you will grab your yarn and only pull through the first 2 loops on the hook, creating 2 new loops, grab your yarn again and pull through the last two. It is a two-step stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook, draw up your loop for 3 loops, grab your yarn and pull through the first 2 stitches, grab your yarn again and pull through the next 2 stitches, and you will do this across your work until 10 half doubles have been created. So yarn over, insert your hook, draw up your 3rd loop, grab your yarn, draw through the first 2 loops, grab your yarn and draw through the second 2 loops. It is a two-step stitch, which is why it is considered a double crochet. It's preferred for larger projects such as afghans because it works up a lot faster than the smaller stitches do. And then across the top we have 10 double crochets. Crocheting is a wonderful pastime that provides the hobbyist with hours of relaxing enjoyment and beautiful artwork. This special technique allows for endless creative opportunities. Once these 4 basic stitches are mastered, you too will have the ability to create something wonderful. Thank you.